Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. This is Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the art of internal detoxification through the use of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. This video is going to be a little bit, well, actually, it is going to be about self-love and self-mastery, and the fact that Valentine's Day passed yesterday. Today, I've had some clients that felt some kind of way about the holiday and about love and relationships, and they felt less than, and just, everything was just kind of like depressed and everything. So I had a conversation with one of my clients this morning, and I wanted to share some points that I brought out for her. So during her session, I said, as we were talking about relationships, and she was feeling a little bummed out. Actually, it was a couple of clients at this point. But, no, I'm not going to say that. But I apologize for going back and forth. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to say this. So we ended up talking about her menstrual cycle. Let me just start it that way. We ended up talking about her menstrual cycle, and I noticed that she had like all of this happening in her body as she was mentioning and speaking of and about her menstrual cycle. I said, that's interesting. So I'm listening to her and I'm like, this is very interesting. So I stopped her for a second and I said, love, can I interrupt you for a moment? And she's like, yeah. So I said, close your eyes. Place one hand on your heart space and place one hand on your womb space. And then I would love for you to answer this question however it resonates with you. So she's like, okay. So she places one hand on her heart, one hand on her womb space, and she closes her eyes. And I said, tell me how you feel about your uterus. Her eyes opened immediately. Love, close your eyes back down. Feel your heart. Feel your womb space. What just popped up for you? Tears start rolling down her face. Everything, and I'm getting ready to get emotional. Everything she said about her womb space was horrible. She said, I don't like it. It's never created anything but chaos for me. She said, I don't have the interest in sex. She said, she's like, I really don't even think I've ever had an orgasm. She said, Mo, my menstrual cycle has been MIA for a while, and she's like, I'm cool with that. More tears, more sighing, a lot of trauma, a lot of men who have just ran through her and whatever. She's had doctors talk to her about possibly removing the whole organ. I mean, there was so much happening, and I listened to her. I just listened. And then I said, love, I would love for you to just sit back and sit with that information, but I also want to give you a different viewpoint on your sacred space that sits between your thighs. Let me help you understand what that is, okay? The first thing is that everyone here on this planet has moved through a woman. Let me say that again. Everyone on this planet has moved through a woman's space, a woman's uterus. That is the most sacred thing that can happen to you, is to move through this portal to get to this planet. Number one, that's the first thing. Number two, all creation for women. This is not about men and what they do. I would talk about men to men. I'm talking about women. All creation starts in your womb space. So if your finances are not where they want to be, If your relationship with yourself is not where you want it to be, if your personal relationships, your relationships with your boss, your relationship with your partner, your relationship with your kids, your mother, your sister, your brother, your father, all of your relationships, if they are off kilter, love is off because you are off. If your menstrual cycles are off, it's because you have not connected to the most sacred space, which is your womb space. Women are synced with the moon. So just how the moon cycles become full, and then 2 weeks later it becomes empty or new, that's the term, full and new moon. But new moon means that there is no moon present, if you understand that, or full. And then everywhere in between those 2 weeks, you are moving through cycles of becoming empty or moving through cycles of becoming full. So your menstrual cycles are mirroring that, right? So women technically should be synced up with the full moon, because on the full moon, you let go. You let go, you let go. Things are flowing, things are moving, things are where they need to be. And when you're on your menstrual cycle, this is not the time to have sex. It is not the time to cater to a man. You have 3 weeks to do that. And if the man you are with, let me calm down first. Let me calm down. If the partner you have does not understand that, you have the decision, you have the information, you have to make that decision for yourself if you want to stay in that relationship where you're not being honored, or you can keep moving forward and have issues and get endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, tumors, etc., etc., etc. If you're having any of those challenges, most likely you are not syncing up with your own womb space. You think it's unnecessary. You think it's painful. She shouldn't be here. Oh my God, the crime scene is here. I've had somebody mention their menstrual cycle as a crime scene, and I was like, why are you talking about yourself like that? Your menstrual cycle is not a crime scene, love. Your menstrual cycle is a display of how you've been treating yourself for the last 3 weeks before you had a menstrual cycle. So if your menstrual cycle is having a crime scene, what have you been doing to yourself the last 3 weeks? Girl, bye. Like, what? Your menstrual cycle is literally a reflection of what you've been doing and how you've been treating yourself and everything that you have been consuming for the 3 weeks prior to your system flowing. That's a whole nother video. What I want to say is this about the cycles, is that women are synced up with the moon. Men are synced up with the sun. So when you start retreating back from the world and you stop asking everybody for their opinions and your health, because that woman also has candida and a yeast infection, and she's fighting fibroid cysts and tumors. And that woman has fibroid cysts and tumors. Let me just help you understand something. 4 out of 5 women, and if you want to get it even clearer, sometimes 5 out of 5 black women do not like their menstrual cycle, have issues with their menstrual flow, have a diseased uterus, an ill-functioning uterus, or have growths in their uterus. So when you're asking that next woman how to help you, she's going to give you the same bad advice that she's following because she's angry, upset, has unnecessary hair growing in places that it shouldn't, because you're constantly releasing cortisol in your body, because all of this is just gunked up and ate up, and then you're experiencing men who do not hold you in light. So you got that bouncing back and forth, but yet you're over here asking this woman who was not in her peace how to help you. And then the cycle continues. That's why fibroid cysts and tumors in the neighborhood of black and brown women is so high. I mean, I can keep going. There's some other reasons why too, but that is one of the main reasons why. So when you are taking a step back to focus on you and your wellness, and you retreat back, right? And you start mastering self through fire breathing, meditation daily, sipping on your water like you're sipping on wine, soaking in the bathtub for 45 minutes 3 times a week in a 7-day period for 45 minutes each time, with 5 pounds of salt in the bath. Not a cup, 5 pounds of salt. And then you're using castor oil packs. You're coming to get colonics. You're doing enemas at home, which I sell, by the way. I sell enema kits. Come and get yours. Come get your life in alignment. Come get your life right. You're yoni steaming. You're drinking green drinks. You are oiling yourself up morning and night. You're steaming your face, steaming your décolleté, steaming your breasts, steaming your underarms, so the lymphatic system is flowing. You start doing all of that, love. The next time your menstrual cycle comes down, it's going to be easy. But here's the thing. I just want to put this out there. If you have any issues right now with your uterus, and you start doing those or implementing those tools that I just shared with you, it's going to be worse before it can get better, because all of that stuff has to come out of your uterus. It has to get out. Then once it's out, then you can start having beautiful cycles like I'm talking to you about. Yeah, you will no longer be dropping these fat ass clots coming out of you, hitting the bottom of the toilet and splashing you back. Come on, queens. That is unnecessary stress. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. That is optional. Yo, you can keep your uterus. So when you start cycling up with the moon and everything, I'm going to share with you what happens. If you are single and a man who is entertaining, or woman, however you get down, is entertaining the low vibrational stuff, you're going to dismiss it like that, because you are vibrating so high. When you sync with the moon, you are synced with the universe. Hello? You are synced with the universe. Your uterus is synced with the universe. So when you're synced with the universe, you are no longer looking to connect with a man or a woman, however you get down, that is not conscious, that's not cleansing themselves. You want a man who is synced up with the sun, because you are up here. So if you meet a man who's synced up with the sun and you're up here, girl, bye. There is nothing that's going to stand in your way with that man who is also connected to the sun. You got the whole universe at your disposal. Now manifestation can happen. The reason why you're not manifesting is because you're not connected to your womb space that's connected to God, because God is the almighty creator. You want to come and get clean? You want to come to some form of alignment and find out who you are at the deepest level? Get a colonic. That's all I'm saying. Get a colonic. It's going to change your life. It's going to change everything that is happening for you, through you, of you, about you, and for you. But you got to cleanse, love. You got to let go. You have to think of this vessel differently. This is yours. You have been gifted this. So for you to say that I hate my uterus is this, and it's always bleeding through my clothes, you literally just said, oh, God. That's what you just said. And I can't hang with you if you're doing that. Girl, bye. I love my uterus. My uterus don't give me no issues. And I ain't had no complaints, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. That's all I'm saying. You have options. You have options. You have options. And when you start doing things that are simple, add water to the body, then the body will start clicking in. You will start rising and ascending upward emotionally, physically, spiritually. And then if you are single, you're going to eventually meet somebody who's also ascending or already have ascended and looking down and be like, oh yeah, she coming up. I'm coming to get that. That's how you manifest, ladies. not through coochie bombs and coochie pills and sprays and lotion. Oh my God. It's very simple. All you need is water, and you just need to open up your 5 channels of elimination. It's very simple. I had a client the other day who was severely dehydrated to the point where I'm doing her Zyto scan, and the Zyto scan can't pick her up because that's how dehydrated she was. The whole entire time I explained to her, all you need is water. All you need is water. Just sip on water. Sip on water. Don't go buy nothing else. Just sip on water. She sends me a text message and shows me all this stuff she purchased to increase her hydration. To increase her hydration. And I looked at the text message and I just responded with, that is beautiful and lovely. So grateful you did all of that unnecessary research, because it was unnecessary. God has already given you what you need. It's called water. I'm not exactly sure why you're making this more difficult than what it is. In order for you to hydrate, love, you need to drink water, not drink electrolytes. Water already has electrolytes in it. You just got scammed. But hey, here's the thing. You like it, I love it. If you want to do all this extra stuff, you go ahead and do it. It's not necessary, but here's the thing. I'm good and easy. You're trying to figure it out. I just explained to you how to do it. You can either take my word for it, because I've already done the research on my own body physically. Hence the reason why I've been here for 16 years. But, you know, hey. I am simply here to hold space. That's it. So with that being said, I'm going to give me a cup of tea, and then my next client should be coming in. So if you would like to work with me in any capacity, my website is Moya, M-O-Y-A, bodycare.com. My office is located in Torrance, California, and I can be reached at 562-682-0818. And I would love to be of service to you in the highest capacity possible, under the guide of God. Yes. Be easy, y'all.